That's what I get for trying to get in the way of a flame and its destination. Let him walk his walk. Ain't nothing gonna stop him now, looks like. Fairly well now, Burnt One. You're going to Moon Mountain, and that walk is for you alone. You have a tough decision ahead of you to make, just like the ones who came before. But they're all long gone. In the end, all there's left to follow is your own heart.
Здесь вот. Ремесленника этих гигантов можно принять за создателей, но, как любые родители, они всего лишь существа, сделанные из глины, как и все остальные. Так. Давай, кошка-лапушка, доброй ноченьки. Так, последний диск есть. Так, continue the main path until you're on the sandy path with boats. And 3 lights in the background. Sandy path есть. Bots, ну, я бы не сказал, что я их вижу. Ага. Во. Так, скоро ты увидишь люк на коробочках слева. Угу. Здесь. Кто забрал солнце? 15-я страница. Угу, угу.
When I was a child, I exchanged letters with a monster in the woods. We were best pals, and we shared all our secrets with each other. One day, my sister told me that the monster wasn't real, that she'd written me all those letters to play a joke on me. But the joke's on her, because I knew the truth about the monster in the woods, and we exchange letters to this day. You the caretaker of this little fireball? What were you thinking, letting him run off? Don't you know how precious he is? Oh, yes you are. A real sunbeam. Who took the sun away? We Merkles used to ask until it finally ceased to matter. Night skies like these. Trouble seems so far away, doesn't it? I mean, isn't this just exactly my point? I used to be afraid of the dark. So much so that I became obsessed with these huge electric lamps left behind by the craftsmen of old. Couldn't pry myself away from them. I'd sleep outdoors and under their blinding radiance. One day, I woke up to the noise of quivering planks and nails. And would you believe it was my own house leaving me? It had gotten so restless, it grew a pair of legs.
Избушка — дом. Дом там, где сердце, но когда твой дом заводится парой ног и пускается в путь, дом может стать практически любое место.
Took a name and went on a hike. Housey was its name, bless its soul. Houses have no imagination. But I bet it had a grander adventure than I could ever imagine. This little flame is your home, burnt one. Keep them nurtured and safe, and you'll always find yourself in the right place. Through the rain, in the dark, and over Moon Mountain. Look at those stars burning like so many candle lights. Isn't this enough? Light like yours is hard to come by these nights. Some long for it so hard, they go looking for it in the wrong places.
Ой, вот. Художественный фильм «Спизжено».
What is the dark? Is it ugly and cruel? Is it a place for monstrosities, for fools lost in the woods? A terrible void where all your nightmares come true. The dark could be a friend, perhaps a space where we might find each other, all of us equal under its cloak. The dark could be an embrace and the release of the old, like taking off a tight shoe, laying bare one's feet, and taking a first step onto a new adventure. The dark could be a moment of clarity and calm, a break through icy clouds and the shameful stories we tell ourselves that fetter us to the clay and mud. The dark could be the space and time that we need to recover from the death of a dream and the quiet promise of new beginnings waiting on the other side of grief.
О, горшочек.
In the end, the dark remains a mystery, its secrets locked away behind the stars. But one can rest assured that it is always there, watching, patiently waiting for us to enter it, with fire in our hearts and with eyes wide open.
Что, уже светает или это такое освещение модное? История лунной горы. Start to the chapter next to an NPC. Ага, вот непись.
You've arrived. Hark! Your fire is dying, but the last embers will light the final fireplace and send your potboy home. Can you do what you must? Naturally, you must. It is destined, and you will be loved and forgotten.
Оскальник, улыбайся, несмотря на боль в твоем сердце. Какая прелесть, блин. Мгм. Мгм. Stay on the main path to find it after a few enemies. Да, где-то здесь будет. Ракушка фон.
The first two-legged beings did prosper under the first sun, but it didn't matter how much they bathed in its light. They craved more. They sought to cage the sun, harness its power, and make it theirs. But the makers in their foresight had put the sun far, far away. So far that no creature could reach it. That's why, in their desperation, the two-legged ones began to collect matches, lighting them like minuscule suns of their own. But there are only so many matches in this world, and one day they'll run out, and they shall once again look to the sun.
О, Леталда. Здравствуйте. На кораблик полетим. Так. На виду, когда вы войдете в пещеру, спасаясь от ветра. Во.
It's just gone. I had this wretched gut feeling like something was up, like something was on the way, a danger I never could have guessed. I figured that's just how I always feel, and my worries seldom come true. And now here I am, and I have been for some time now, and it just won't come back. I'm thinking, while I had it, I didn't know what to do with it, how to care for it, enjoy it. But if I had it again tonight, I'd probably waste it all over again.
Так, последняя ракушка фон. Нам осталось одну фигурку найти и, собственно, будет финал. Сии весьма поучительной истории ни о чем. Да ну, это ни о чем. Просто поучительный. Все-таки я слишком строг местами бываю. И тебе ночи, барабусик. И тебе доброй ночи, мятных сов. Мгм. After the stream fades to white. Это еще не весь подъем. Так, вот ты где. Горшочек, твоя маленькая искра, твоя душа и воля твоего сердца, твой друг. Всегда. Ого, остатки домика. Домик сейчас подсадит его. Поможет ему разжечь огонь, но при этом и сам догорит. Мы типа солнце разжигаем. Возвращаем его в мир, так сказать. Так, ну что, зажжемся или остановим чатик? Если, конечно, кто-то в чатике есть.
Жги!
Крипи говорит сжечь. Кто-нибудь еще будет высказываться? Или все солидарны с Крипи? Значит, зажжем. Упс. О! На горшочек. На солнце. На горшочек. На солнце. Апофеоз. Полный апофеоз.
Once upon a time, some folk on the other side of this and that had the most strange and beautiful dream. I hope that tonight you caught a glimpse of it, and I wish you the levity and grace to smile in the darkest of times and on the way down your midnight walk.
Титры. Ну что ж. Ну что ж. Красивая, с совершенно роскошным саундтреком. Словно бы некоторые истории заимствованы с речи Ганса Христиана Андерсена. Но геймплей местами в последней главе, где мы по всяким пешкам бегали много, подкачал. То есть из серии словно бы, как это сформулировать-то? Как это сформулировать-то? наверное, оттягивали конец. В какой-то момент им захотелось немножко подрастянуть геймплей. Это никогда ничем хорошим не кончается. Потому что когда ты пытаешься искусственно растянуть геймплей, это становится видно. Но в целом я готов даже 5 поставить этой игре с маленьким минусиком за некоторые шероховатости, но в целом отличный хоррор на 38 смертей. Надеюсь, вам понравилось, хотя остался один зритель. Так, пойдем посидим избушку. И досмотрим историю про украденное солнце. Так, мы вот это вот нормально не посмотрели.
There was one star out that night, and it glowed a cold red. Who took the sun away? The Merkel asked it. But it was too distant, so she could not hear its reply, if it had one. The Merkel had never felt so empty and alone. Lost in quiet despair, she managed to open up to the winds and followed their gentle push south down the midnight walk and to the dark lands. Along the walk, she met the old soul fisher with whom she'd shared many a teacup in her days. Is that the Merkel I see? Another decade, another teacup, eh? He chuckled, but the Merkel sure wasn't in the mood to discuss teacups. Who took the sun away, soul fisher? Surely it wasn't caught by your hook? After pondering for a good minute, the soul fisher answered, well, there have been whispers among the fish and corals about a loathsome, hungry Mulgrim roaming the swamps. Perhaps it knows. By the time the soul fisher looked up from under his big hat, the Merkel had already continued down the road. After a long while of following oversized snail-like tracks in the mud, trudging deeper and deeper into the mushroom-ridden swamps, the Merkel heard a harrowing howl. Up on a hill stood a looming figure, dark and still in the quiet of the night. Lo and behold, the Mulgrim, she thought to herself in slack-jawed awe. She greeted the creature with a quivering voice and, unable to restrain herself, asked, "Do you know who took the sun away?" Talking to monsters had never been any Merkel's forte, but this meeting proved spectacularly disastrous.
barely escaping the gnashing teeth of the Morgrim, she managed to escape by jumping into a lake, following its stream away from the swamps. Although the Morgrim was far behind her, she could still hear its melancholy howl. Mad with grief, she mumbled, "As I will be, unless I find the sun again." Tired from running, she searched for shelter and found a dark, dank cave. Cozy, even by Merkel's standards. The wind blew cold in the cave, its whispers strangely soothing to the Merkel. As it turned out, the whispering belonged to a pack of starving crawlers who had begun circling her, their language known only to the dark itself. "What are you searching for, little limb tree?" they sounded in guttural unison. "These are dark days, and your kind does not belong anymore." The Merkel gathered her courage. "I am looking for the sun. I know you crawlers eat fire for dinner. Did you eat it?" They sniffed her lantern hungrily, and instinctively, she offered its flame to them. The crawlers cackled like mad chickens. "Keep your fire, Clayling. Take it to the dark itself. Mayhaps there you shall find answers." Before the poor little Merkel could shriek, the crawlers had gone with the wind. Knowing not where to find the dark itself, and everything looked pretty dark to her, the Merkel found her way back on the road, further away from home than she had ever been. The hills were looking stranger by the hour. The rocks upon them seemed to move. They were the head people, a peaceful yet grumpy sort who didn't take kindly to somebody's perusing their lands. They muttered at her as she passed them, but she couldn't make out their words. "What's that, little headlings? Are you saying you know who took the sun away?" But the heads only grunted and rolled away, back to the safety of their huts. The road went on, and the shadows grew all around her. Was this the dark itself? Not sure whether she was alone, she asked out loud, "Does anyone out here know who took the sun away?" By the side of the road lay 3 peculiar faceless and person-sized dolls wrapped in muddy bandages. A stone's throw away lay some strange masks. The Merkel followed her instincts and put the masks back on. And the dolls did come to life. They began to dance a haunting dance around her, and before she knew it, she was dancing too. When it was all over, their masks fell off and they went back to lifelessness. The Merkel silently thanked the dolls for the dance and went on her way, deeper into absolute darkness. Before she knew it, the little Merkel, lost and tired, came to stand before the dark itself, with a burning question clenched in her fist. She felt like punching the dark with it, screaming it out like the howling Morgrim, laughing it out like the starving crawlers who had nothing left to eat but the hope of others. Who took
the sun away. It then asked the Merkle. Its voice sounded like a dark forest, deep and ancient. It wasn't you, the Merkle retorted. You're its complete opposite. Surely you must be the reason it's gone. The dark then replied, I am but the absence of light, not its adversary. Light is because I am. How could I possibly hold it in my possession? The Merkle felt her anger fade. She understood little besides one thing, that the darkness was not behind the missing sun, nor her suffering. Had her journey been for naught? Would she ever feel the rays of the sun again? Bask in their glory, pick rocks on a cloudy summer's day? The Merkle was alone in her questions, but then again she wasn't. The dark held her in a blanket of nothingness that was cold and warm at the same time. So, she sniffed, what do I do now? To which the dark itself replied, you don't have to do anything. She took an hour's nap then and there, the blink of an eye by Merkle standards, and then she began the journey back home, which seemed much shorter now than it had before. Back home on her hill, memories of the Merkle's many encounters along the way came circling back into her mind. None of her new acquaintances had been able to answer her burning question, but they hadn't been a waste of time either. She knew not if the sun would return tomorrow, in another decade, century, or never. She knew now, however, that she didn't need to know. She had the dark, and in it, anything seemed possible. So busy with her search for answers, ever since she'd left home, she'd completely forgotten to look up. The stars twinkled in the night sky, and there were so many, and they kept her good company. If only a little rock-picking Merkle could know that the seemingly tiny stars were in fact thousands upon thousands of suns. The end.
Так, ну что, мы с вами прошли эту замечательную игрушку. Так что возвращаемся в главное меню. Я с вами прощаюсь. Говорю вам всем спасибо за компанию. Доброй ночи, мятных совушек. Завтра что-то будет. Посмотрим, что.